Quick question. How many of you guys know someone who's looking for an engineering role or a designer role, an early careers professional, or someone who left the workforce? Only 3 people? How many of you know people who are looking for jobs? I think almost everyone knows somebody who's looking for jobs. And I think that we have amazing people here, like Remote Base and other companies, who are looking for individuals who are looking for jobs. So one follow-up thing I think that we can all do after leaving ParkTech Summit is to maybe refer somebody to one of these people who presented here today and talked, and connect someone so they can have their next opportunity. I think that's a great way to create impact after the conference. So I would really appreciate if I see the community doing that. But without any further ado, I would love to invite Jimmy Nguyen for his keynote speech. And Jimmy is a founding president for BSV Blockchain Association. I would request from the audience to please keep the back noise a little bit low because it does get harder to hear the speakers. Do I have everybody's attention? Do I have everyone's attention? Please say it louder. Do I have everyone's attention? Awesome. Thank you so much. Keep the spirit up, and let's welcome Jimmy with a huge round of applause.
Where can you go in life if you have opportunity and the potential to scale big? Where can you go in life, or anywhere, or in technology as well? I've wondered this as I thought about my own life, being born in Saigon, Vietnam, being brought as a young baby to Southern California where I grew up, became a lawyer at the height of the digital .com boom in the 1990s, spending a lot of time here in Silicon Valley and across the United States, helping companies from startups and big multinationals grow in the world of digital technology. A journey that led me to leave law to join the blockchain industry 6 years ago, to lead a blockchain R&D company in London, and now to be president of one of the blockchain foundations that leads Bitcoin SV, BSV, one of the largest, most prominent, and key blockchains that's scaling big to give more opportunities based in Switzerland, and going all over the world as I get to travel, and now having an opportunity to actually go to Pakistan and help lead the growth of blockchain technology to achieve the vision of a digital Pakistan. It's a road of life I had not planned. And if I had told you years ago that I would be in Islamabad in January, I probably wouldn't have believed you. But I'll be back next month to continue conversations that started in January when Arzish, the key organizer of this event, helped lead for us a delegation of BSV blockchain companies, including myself, to meet with the Minister of Science and Technology and to have a very important meeting at the presidential palace with your president to begin discussing how blockchain, especially if allowed to scale big, can provide opportunities and the potential for an entire nation and an entire world to reinvent itself and move forward, not just technology, but to skill up an entire population of people. A conversation that led the president of Pakistan's Twitter account to tweet this: the president called for developing and training the human resource of the country in the field of emerging technologies, such as blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and big data, to meet the requirements of the fourth industrial revolution. After our meeting, he tweeted also this. He underlined the need for creating awareness about the importance and utility of blockchain technology so that the public and private sectors could benefit from it. He stated that a systemic and inclusive approach was needed to fully benefit from transformative potential of blockchain technology as well as its implementation in Pakistan. I was honored to be part of that meeting and conversation, and now honored to help lead a group of BSV blockchain companies to try and grow actual education and use of blockchain technology in Pakistan. That's why I'm here. I'm here because I understand from my own personal life journey the power of opportunity when allowed to scale big to take you anywhere you want in life and technology. but it requires having an excellent, strong foundation that can scale big. And that's why I'm here to explain to you why the BSV blockchain will become the new data plumbing for the world that can power that for all countries, including Pakistan. This journey, however, begins with actually understanding what Bitcoin is, which birthed the original blockchain and digital currency that you all know about, and that led to the proliferation of the blockchain industry as we know it. For those of you who've never read it, go take a look at the famed Satoshi Nakamoto white paper posted to the internet in 2008, which led to this whole revolution we're seeing today. It described Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, solving a problem that the internet did not solve. The internet is a powerful communication and data tool, but it does not have in it the ability to natively send payments efficiently. So in the 1990s, we had to layer on top of it, as I saw in my own technology journey, payment processors, PayPal, intermediaries, service providers, banks, all of which slow things down and, more importantly, create inefficiency because they add cost. They add layers of data silos. So what Bitcoin was designed to do was to solve this problem. How can you more efficiently send electronic cash payments, not just for millions of dollars, but for tiny, tiny amounts, more efficiently across the internet, peer-to-peer, person-to-person, anywhere in the world without intermediaries. That's what it was designed to solve. It was not designed to be what it's become today with the BTC chain of Bitcoin, which is just a speculative trading asset, which people are actually not using for payments. That's what Bitcoin was designed to do. It was designed to be the fusion of data and money into one. It's right there in the word bit, data, coin, money. Creating a system through the blockchain where you could actually transfer value in the form of data that actually represents money. However, that's not what the Bitcoin network has become, because unlike in my life, it did not get the opportunity to scale big. So its power was restricted. For those of you who followed Bitcoin's journey and those of you who have not, it's a very simple lesson. What happens if you can increase the capacity of a data network? The BTC network that you all think of as Bitcoin had its protocol developers make a choice years ago to restrict its block capacity, its data capacity, so that it's very, very small. It means that the BTC network does, at maximum, on-chain, 7 transactions per second worldwide for the entire network. If Bitcoin was created to rival the payment systems we saw in the 1990s and 2000s on the internet, that's nowhere near enough. The Visa network does on average about 2,000 transactions a second, and at its peak, 50 to 60,000 transactions a second, for example, during holiday shopping period. So if Bitcoin was designed to make a more efficient payment system, it cannot do so at 7 transactions a second. Imagine, for those of you who remember the early days of Silicon Valley and email and the internet, what happened if email, I remember being introduced to email in the 1990s and getting my first email accounts on Hotmail and AOL and all those fun services. I just love saying Hotmail. I know you all do too. But what if the email protocols that send the data across the world had been restricted to allow only 7 emails per second globally? Not per person, I'm talking the entire email system of the world. Email never would have grown to the service we use today, which I'm sure you can't imagine a world without running business and personal communication on email. Well, that is what happened to email. It was allowed to and had the opportunity to scale big. So today, there are 2.4 billion emails per second sent globally around the world, a critical part of our business and personal lives. Well, that's our answer with Bitcoin SV. Don't restrict someone's opportunity or the capacity of a network. Just not like you would never tell a human being, a young person in Pakistan or Vietnam, that your capacity and potential is restricted. You would tell them you have the capacity to grow as big as you want. So with Bitcoin SV, we took the original Bitcoin protocol and we just allowed it to scale without restriction, unbounded, to the point that with enterprise-class software we have coming out later this year, we've been able to demonstrate through live tests the capacity not to do 7, not to do 2,000, but 50 to 100,000 transactions per second. And we're going to go even higher. Whereas the BTC network has a block size of the amount of data or transactions that get added to its chain of about 1 megabyte in size, which is tiny, smaller than JPEG image files you send around your phone these days. And that we've been able to hit 2 gigabyte blocks on BSV, which is 2,000 plus megabytes, over 2,000 times the capacity of the BTC network. And we've increased the block capacity even bigger to 4 gigabytes, and we've had a world record block continuing to hit those ranges in February of this year, and we continue to keep going bigger. Now, why is this important? It's not just because I like big blocks, and I do. It's because of the ability to make usefulness out of the network, especially for developing countries and countries who have growing economies. To send a Bitcoin transaction on the BTC network, you have to pay a fee. The sender pays a fee that goes to the miners, the people who provide their computing power to update the ledger of transactions on the blockchain. The BTC network, because the capacity is small, the fee you pay is not just high, but it's unreliable. This is a chart of fees from of the last year in 2020 and 2021, where it vacillated from a low of about 70 cents to over 30 US dollars. That is not an efficient electronic cash system, which was designed to make internet payments more efficient. It also means you can't use this network at scale for big business models or for data. And the Ethereum network is a competing blockchain, which was at one time thought to be the dominant one for business use, smart contracts, tokens, all those things you hear about. And it's having even more challenging scaling issues, so that its gas fees, the fee you pay to send an Ethereum transaction, has vacillated from $3.80 to almost 70 US dollars. For those of you who tried to mint an NFT on an Ethereum-based platform or marketplace such as OpenSea, you'll know it can cost 80 or 100 US dollars to mint an NFT if it's on the Ethereum blockchain. That means these networks cannot scale big to handle large volumes of payment or data transactions to serve many, many people and businesses. Well, on BSV, we've scaled so big that our average transaction fee is about 1/100th to 1/20th of a US cent to send a payment. 100th to 1/20th of a US cent to send a payment anywhere in the world of any amount. Almost free. And we expect that to go even lower. Our goal is to get down to about 1/1000th of a US cent. Why would we do this? Why does it matter? It matters for the same reason you're not paying lots of money to send emails. It matters for the same reason you're not paying lots of money to send text messages as much as you want. This is how technology grows, to enable what Bitcoin was designed to do, not to send $1 million US in Bitcoin because Elon Musk wants to buy lots of Bitcoin and keep it in his treasury. It is to send micropayments. The Bitcoin white paper even uses the phrase small, casual transactions over the internet. That's what Bitcoin was designed to do. What it's become is something else now. It's become something designed for big companies, investors to buy, hold, or hodl, as they like to say in the blockchain world, and hope to get rich. And while I don't have any problem with that, that's not the life and technology journey I want to be on. It's this one. This is a chart from BitInfo Charts, which shows on a daily basis the 24-hour volume of transactions from many of the leading chains in the blockchain world. Our number keeps getting bigger. In fact, people call it Pac-Man. It's kind of eating the pie. It was 4 million, 5 million a day. And just from the other day, April 21st, over 20 million transactions in just that day on the BSV blockchain, representing 87% of all of the transactions in all these leading chains represented on Bitcoin info charts. That's going to get bigger. Most of these are from an esports game called Crypto Fights, which sends a lot of data to the blockchain. And they can do so because it's fast and it costs so little money. And that was powered by scale. We're introducing what will be called Teranode, which we believe will get to terabyte, 1 million megabyte-sized blocks and billions of transactions per block and millions of transactions per second. We're not there yet. It's going to take a lot more technical work to get there. But it all is rooted in a belief that if you have opportunity and the ability to scale big, you in life and in technology can create wonders. We have the technical capabilities you'd expect on the other chains, such as smart contracts, tokens, IoT computation and data management. And as a public ledger, we're excellent for the transparency and auditability that governments, citizens, as well as consumers want. There's diverse use cases being built all across the world on our chain, everything from stable coins to social media apps, healthcare regulation, esports, online games, you name it. The diversity of potential on a blockchain scale big is so massive. Let me tell you about some of the things we're doing related to Pakistan, the Middle East, and South Asia. You heard earlier today from Mohammed Salman Anjum, who is the chief mate of InvoiceMate, who's using our blockchain to make the invoice management and financing process more efficient, because you can track invoices in real time along a public ledger. No more calling up some company saying, hey, did you get my invoice? Oh, it's in the accounting department. Oh, I don't know if it's been paid. There's auditability and verifiability on a real-time blockchain, and you can send lots of invoices, especially if bigger and bigger companies want to start using this platform. He needs a system where you can handle lots of transactions fast for very, very low fees. His company is also using that platform with the Sindh Police Department in Pakistan to actually send ERP, enterprise resource management data to the chain, where police departments, there's a public verifiability and need to be able to know, well, how many guns went in and out of the police department that day, how much ammunition is in stock, what police vehicles are coming in and out. And tracking that on a public blockchain at scale allows a lot of the transparency benefits we believe are critical to the future of blockchain. They'll also be launching the use of their platform to track FIRs, first investigation reports, to help verify the accuracy of what was reported to a police department by someone at a given point in time. The ability to do micropayments is key to reinventing the world and providing opportunities for developing economies. Because our payment transaction fee is so low, 1/20th to 1/100th of a US cent, all of you entrepreneurs out there can create new business models where you can create apps where you actually are exchanging with consumers and businesses small amounts of money. Think about, instead of having to pay a monthly subscription to a digital newspaper, what if you could pay out of a digital currency wallet just 2 or 5 US cents per article you read or blog post? What if you could pay YouTube per minute of video content a small amount of money? What if you actually had to pay for every internet Google search you did, but you got higher quality results without sponsored ads? You won't pay a lot, but you'd pay small amounts of money, which you can do with the micropayments power of something like BSV. NFTs, of course, are all the rage. And if you've been following NFTs, people are making them of all types of things, apes, art, you name it. We have lots of NFT platforms, as you can see here on BSV. And one of the advantages to scale and opportunity is storing the digital asset on chain. Because if you've actually minted NFTs on some of these other marketplaces, what you probably don't know if they're doing it on Ethereum is the actual asset, that ape you bought, that digital JPEG, probably is not on the blockchain. It's living on an Amazon web server cloud somewhere, or IPFS. So you're not actually even buying something on the blockchain. The record of ownership is on the blockchain, but the asset itself is not, because it's too expensive to put the file on the chain. Not on BSV, where many people are placing the NFT assets directly on chain because you can. Do you know why? Because it's so low fee, because of the scaling capacity. Nifty Jigs, a company in our space, last year minted over 175,000 digital art NFTs. Whereas on Ethereum, that would have probably cost over $10 million in gas fees. On BSV, it cost them about $175 US. Not free, but almost free in relative terms, opening up the use of NFTs for promotional, charitable, and government purposes at massive scale. We're seeing more that are coming to the platforms that work with us. Rad NFT is a live streaming platform that carries all kinds of content, including from some of the major movie studios. They'll be adding a whole metaverse type system and NFT capabilities using multiple chains, including BSV, specifically because of the need to support large volumes of NFTs for very, very low fees. And we're proud to be working with GameStorm Studios, which is a large mobile game development studio in Pakistan, with offices also in the United States and Dubai. Their CEO has come to learn a lot about BSV, and right now they produce all kinds of games. They have over 1,000 mobile casual games already published on app stores around the world. They have things like blockchain and farming. They've got sports games, and they mint sports-related NFTs for memorabilia. They've got a monster trucks game, a metaverse 3D game like this, where you can create fun characters and go compete. Well, they learned about BSV, were impressed, and at our next major global conference in Dubai, we'll hopefully unveiling the first of many, we hope, games that will be using BSV in the game. So we're in the process of talking to them about what are the BSV capabilities that can be integrated in because of the capacity to do NFTs at low fee and to send micropayments where people can earn small amounts of money in casual games to really fuel this play-to-earn ecosystem. And at a more advanced level, one of the people who have here in our audience who lives here in the Silicon Valley is Xiaohui Liu, who is the founder of a company called Script, which is developing a smart contract high-level language for BSV, the equivalent to Solidity on Ethereum, to make more easy for developers the ability to code and write high-level smart contracts on BSV. It's going to be a huge advancement for the capabilities of a blockchain that gives so much at scale. We announced a couple months ago, after our trip to Islamabad in January, collaboration with the Presidential Initiative for AI and Computing in Pakistan and the Pakistan Freelancers Association to be providing blockchain education focused on BSV to developers and freelancers in Pakistan, and to come with collaborative opportunities to help grow and nurture entrepreneurs who want to work in this space. We're committed to the country and the region. In fact, a group of us are going back for Future Fest next month in Islamabad, where we hope to advance some of these conversations. And if you want to learn more, if you're in Dubai or you want to watch virtually or want to come join us, our next major BSV Global Convention will be in Dubai on May 24th through 26th, 3 days at the Grand Hyatt. You can register. Also, we stream it live virtually around the world. The leaders of our ecosystem will be there to carry this conversation about how a massively scaled blockchain can advance good use of technology in the Middle East as well as around the world. So those are the lessons I've learned from my journeys, not just through life, from Saigon to Cerritos, California, Silicon Valley, London, Switzerland, Dubai, and Islamabad. It's lessons about what you can do in life and what you should do if you're looking at a technology base to build on. You need something that gives you as a person and you as a company opportunity and the capacity to scale big. It's an interesting question of where life takes you. Sometimes you don't know. And I've had the fortune to be taken many places that have taught me these lessons, and most importantly, given me some good friends from Pakistan who I can't wait to go back and see. So thank you to Muhammad Salman Anjum, my colleague, and Arjish Hassam for the opportunity to tell you where opportunity lies.